Good morning, Life Point Church. Happy Friday. I won't say it, but today is actually Friday the 13th. Doesn't mean anything when you serve God, though, so don't worry about it. I want to describe something to you and see if you can guess what it is. It is bright yellow, and it usually has some sort of a checkered mark on it, black and white checkered mark on it. Sometimes it's the license plate cover, sometimes it's a little tag in the window. But either way, I think you've probably imagined there's a lighted sign on the top of it that says TAXI, taxi. New York City's taxi cabs are legendary. And on this day, in the year 1907, the first metered taxi cab traveled the streets of New York City. How does that tie into our scripture for today, I wonder, which is Psalm 139, 3 through 6. You observe my travels and my rest. You are aware of all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know all about it, Lord. You have encircled me. You have placed your hand on me. This wondrous knowledge is beyond me. It is lofty. I am unable to reach it. This is a man overwhelmed by the knowledge of God, overwhelmed that he could be so known by his Creator, that before a word is even in his mind or on his lips, God already knows what it's going to be. He encircles us. How beautiful. What a picture. How does that tie to a taxi cab? Well, I don't know if you have ever had the pleasure of bumping around in a New York City taxi cab, but I can imagine there's some horn honking, some car swerving, some tires squealing. Maybe if you've ever ridden in this type of a situation, you felt unsafe or out of control in chaos and confusion. Taxi cabs in New York City are very well known because they kind of weave recklessly around other cars to deliver their passengers quickly from destination to destination. Now imagine after you get dropped off at the Statue of Liberty by that taxi, you go all the way up to the top, if it was open, and you look down on the streets lying beneath you, or maybe you go to the Empire State Building and you go down and you're looking at downtown Manhattan. You don't see the cutting and the swerving and the chaos. You simply see what looks like very controlled traffic by red lights and green lights. Everything looks neat and orderly. The chaos and confusion doesn't even seem to be there. You can't see pedestrians that are trying to cross the street when there's a no walk sign. You can't see all of that. You can't hear the tires. You can't see anything, but it looks very neat and orderly. It looks like everything is happening the way that it's supposed to happen. What a difference between being in the cab and being on top of the Empire State Building. Sometimes life can seem confusing and terrifying. We can see where we're going. We can't see where we're going. We don't know the future. We seem to be pressed in on all sides by problems and concerns. But if we could change the scene and look at our lives from God's point of view, well above the action, we would see order and purpose. You may not feel like that in your life today. You may feel like that's not true, Sister Erica. My life is not full of order or purpose. But have faith. Hang on to that. Trust that even in the midst of your chaos, yes, God has order and purpose. Those words that we read in the beginning in Psalm 139 were written by a man who struggled with the disorder of life, the chaos of life, and feeling very overwhelmed by chaos in his life. And he got this picture in his mind of God being able to see everything and being totally in control. And when he saw that, he was able to say, in that, I have hope and joy. How about you? Try not to let it get to you today. Try to imagine a bird's eye view, a God's eye view, and look down on yourself and your life and try to pull yourself out of it for a moment and say, God, even though I can't see it, I know you're working. I know you're taking care of me. And may that stick with you all through this Friday as we go into the weekend together. God bless you.